So it's been about 2 weeks since CM Punk was fired, and in that time, All Elite Wrestling has struggled to sell their domestic tickets. This is again 2, 3 weeks after their, the biggest paid wrestling attendance of all time. Um, their TV ratings are struggling, especially on the Collision show, which was based around CM Punk, and its viewing audience was based around wanting to see the type of show that was being provided at that time. I'm not here to debate that today. I've got my own opinions. You are entitled to yours. All wrestling is good for the person that enjoys it. So I don't want to go down that path. However, I just have to know what is going on with Tony Khan these days. Uh, did a reading on Tony Khan some months ago. It predicted big things in the summertime. It predicted big success in the summertime. And lo and behold, they had that. Now we're moving out of summer. Fall is basically upon us. What sort of things should we expect for Tony? What's been going on internally? I am personally really, really curious about the role of Shad Khan in this case. If you watched I believe it's the last video that we posted, Calypso did that reading about CM Punk, and some strong Cancer energy came in there as the decision maker, and lo and behold, the only Cancer that we could come up with that would have any sway in this situation was Shad Khan. For what it's worth, Cody Rhodes is also a Cancer, but obviously he's been gone from the company for a while now. So I'm really interested to see how much, if at all, Shad Khan continues to show up as an influence over his son and over the business. But let's go ahead and dig into Tony first, and if that Cancer or father figure, any sort of an external influencer figure shows up here that we can't immediately place, we'll take a little bit more of a look at at Shad Khan. But focusing on Tony, we've done this before, so I don't want to beat it up too much. Tony Khan is a Libra. His birthday is going to be about 4 weeks from now. We know that Libras are emotional. We know that Libras like to think of themselves as balanced. We know that Libras want to feel like they're keeping everybody happy. And that they really put together these idealistic situations. Put that together, Tony Khan is also a Life Path 22, which is the master builder. You see here security, sensitivity, creativity, visualize a grand concept of life and make it a reality. That reads so true of AEW that it was literally Tony's fantasy booking. I say that in no derogatory way whatsoever, but it was his fantasy booking that, through his resources and through his hard work, he has been making a reality and bringing that to manifest that. I also want to, because again, these are very creative, sensitive energies between both the Life Path and this the Zodiac House. So far, I've probably looked at over 100 different wrestlers who are prominent that are, we are interested in talking about or thinking about, whether I talk about them here on the channel or just internally. And the only other Life Path 22, besides Tony Khan, that has come up is also a Libra, and his name is Dusty Rhodes. So to me, this is one of the all-time great combos that you can have. But Dusty's life was not without its ups and downs either. I think it is extremely interesting that Cody and Tony ended up finding one another, because Tony Khan's energy so much matches that of Dusty. I also want to point out, before I jump into this first deck, that a 22, in numerology, can also be expressed as a 4, because 2 and 2 makes 4, which is the worker. So again, life path 4s, very hard workers, structured, ambitious. Shad Khan is a life path 4. So Tony and Shad, because Shad is also a Cancer, they have a lot of similarities to one another. So it's not surprising that, Tony has as much leeway and support as he does, because he and his father are similar dudes. And again, Shad Khan is an extremely successful businessman. And despite what any of us may think, myself included, about Tony Khan's booking, he's done a lot in the amount of time that he has been doing this. So I'm not going to knock him as a businessman. I think sometimes he makes decisions from the heart instead of from his business sense or from the head. And maybe we'll see how much, if at all, that comes up. But that's my preface. This is Wrestling Tea Tarot. We do try to look beyond the kayfabe, behind the booking, try to find some truths in the world of professional wrestling. And today, I am going to take a look at the head man at All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan. So, with that said, I'm going to start shuffling here and see what we get. If you have been keeping up with the channel, let's make sure we grab that one. Keeping up with the channel, I'm sure you've seen some of the topics that we've covered recently. If not, we have done Jack Perry, we have done CM Punk, we have done the Brawl-In situation. We did a recent tribute, for lack of a better word, to Wyndham Rotunda. Bray Wyatt, that is. I think Marty Jannetty is one of the more recent ones. And we are hoping to pick up the pace on the content, provided the wrestling world and wrestling news supports it, really. So we do appreciate anyone and everyone watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. We love to read your comments, especially when they are suggestions about topics you all want to see. We do have a list that we are working through. I still have a few episodes of this past season of Dark Side that I would like to touch on. But after All In and all the drama that occurred there, sort of took over our attention in terms of content. For those of you who are interested in tarot as much as you are in wrestling, I understand that probably we've got plenty of viewers who are finding us because of the wrestling topic, and maybe tarot's not your bag, which is cool. We absolutely appreciate you checking us out. For those of you who are tarot folks and, just happen to also enjoy sports entertainment, between myself and my partner Calypso, we do have several other channels with different themes and intent. I think we're going to get those links either on the community page or pinned in the comments. And this deck is starting to slow down, so we're going to go through it maybe one more time, maybe two. And then, okay, thank you, Spirit. Let's see what we got here. So, here we go. The spring, timing, planting seeds, plans, preparation, putting in the work. I'm pretty sure that that we pulled this card during my last Tony Khan reading as well. The prediction for the summer being big time came through. We'll see what's going to be going on in the spring, but what this is saying here is it's a time to prepare, to reload, for lack of a better word, right? There's just been a lot of upheaval. Tony needs to make some decisions about what are we doing next? How are we going to keep Warner Brothers Discovery happy with the loss of a top star, if not the top star? Again, that's a matter of opinion. We see Jade Cargill has been brought back. Was that an accelerated timeline? Because he wanted to add her star power, because while I'm not the greatest fan of her in-ring work, Jade Cargill is a star, and you couldn't put too much Jade Cargill on television, in my opinion. So, yeah, the company is in a reload phase. Watching, spying, gathering info, envy, trying to figure you out, keeping tabs. I think that there's a lot of info gathering in a lot of areas right now, but if we stay strictly on Tony, and you see the female face here in the mirror, so maybe this includes Mega Parek's role in the company as well. Of course, there's a lot of info gathering depending on what podcasts you listen to. There are rumors, there are innuendos. I think they are playing very cautiously about what information is being whispered, what information might be said, out loud in the light, how much of it is true, how much of it is damaging. So again, this is a preparation phase. They are looking ahead to potentially rocky waters, whether that means a possible lawsuit, or just arbitration related to Punk's firing. They said with cause, so they better be in a position to back that up, especially in light of what anyone else may say. I don't think that the events of a year ago, with the EVPs storming into CM Punk's locker room and getting their asses handed to them, I don't think that, if it had been quieted down, I think there's additional concern of it now, because CM Punk, as we talked about in his numerology, he's a bitterman. So Punk, in his low points, and this is certainly one of them, because he's just been fired from a company where he was a top guy, can be petty, small, vindictive. I think if he has a legal case to make, there's a good chance he's going to make it. So I think there are a lot of people with their eyes open in a lot of directions. And it's all, gosh, it's just so much drama, which is unfortunate. At least the WWE tends to keep its drama housed inside the person of Vince McMahon, and people just treat, well, that's Vince. But when your whole locker room has gone into this sort of drama spiral, it becomes more of a storyline than your storylines. Alchemy, ancestor guides, temperance, balance, healing, moderation, patience, transmutation. So again, there's a lot of balance words there. We know, that's Tony, because Tony is, again, a Libra. The scales, the Libras are supposed to be all about balance. And this, this temperance and this moderate approach to things has in a lot of ways been Tony's issue or Tony's crutch in the past, where he hasn't wanted to make tough decisions. The North Node, Destiny, Fate, Evolution, Finding Your Life Path, Karmic Challenges, and Rewards. So those challenges, I mean, that's all this drama that's been going on. We just talked about Finding Life Path, and that Tony has a very uncommon, strong life path. You know, he may feel like this is the business for him, even with all of his other business ventures. I think this is where his heart is, and he feels like it is, you know, his fate that he's going to be intertwined with this company. Twin flames, I can't even guess right now who that may be referring to, because that could be Tony and a lot of different members of the talent, or it could be Tony and his dad. Because I talked about the similarities between Cancer and Libra, between the Life Path 22 and the Life Path 44. That I think Tony gets a lot of advice from his father, and, you know, just intellectually that would make sense. If there's someone that he's really a twin flame with, who, you know, sort of completes his missing parts, I'm not sure who that would be, because there are a lot of talent at the company who seem to have a lot of sway with Tony. Maybe we'll get a little more clarification on that. Okay, and renewal, new life, fresh start, rejuvenation, healing after crisis, and the sacral chakra. So this sounds a lot like the spring card, right? Spring is, of course, a time of renewal, time of new life and fresh starts. Healing after crisis, how true is that? So, yeah, I think all of this makes a lot of sense. I don't know, again, is this twin flame, Shad Khan, or is it somebody else? This deck wasn't as talkative as the Yin Yang deck usually is. That's usually where I'll have a lot more cards fall out. So let's keep it moving, take a look at the situations deck. But we definitely see that the company is, if not in crisis mode, it's in healing mode. You know, they've just been through some of their highest highs and lowest lows in the course of 8 days. And, you know, they're now making decisions about how to move forward and still be a successful company, still put out a quality product, or at least, you know, what they think is a quality product, and that their fans are going to be happy with. Drop that one out. Not a lot of drama coming up here. Oh, gosh. That card came up so many times during Calypso's reading, that poison card. I'm telling you. Whether it's true what they say about CM Punk, or if that's just the locker room in general, that situation has been, I think toxic's the only word you can even use for it. And, you know, not even trying to throw shade or be funny. Although if anyone is offended, I want to remind you, this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes. We're just talking here, having some fun, reading the cards. No, pull that one that was hanging right out. All right, one more go through. And let's take a look at what has been provided here. Okay. Should be more or less in the order that it dropped. First off is the synchronicities, the signs and synchronicities. Well, I think there have been signs for the past year that would have told you, things are going to go south. That there's an untenable situation. Things are out of control. Apart from that, as far as the synchronicities, Tony Khan's born on 10/10. His life path, as I said, is the 22. So we've got, repeating numbers there. The fact that Tony and his father are a 2 and a 4, or sorry, a 22, which adds to 4 and a 4. I'm not sure what other synchronicities there might be in this situation. I absolutely pulled this when I did the Jack Perry reading, that TikTok time is running out. Again, it's an explosive situation. Fast action was required. You see here again, toxic, unhealthy behaviors in people. That's that locker room. Projected future days, weeks, months. Remember this spring timing card also says future right on it. He's trying to look ahead. The divine feminine. This is a situation, I don't even want to get into the women's locker room over there. So this is a situation that is largely of men and around men. I don't think Parekh is necessarily the divine feminine in this case, but I will mention that Tony Khan, again, is a Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, which is absolutely the pure sign of the divine feminine, whether you're thinking of Ochun or Aphrodite or Ishtar. But all of this strong goddess energy around that planet. And it is part of what contributes to the reputation for sensitivity that Libra males have. So again, I'm a Libra male myself. The divine, I honor the divine feminine. Also, as I'm recording it, it is the 13th, which is a day to acknowledge the divine feminine as well. On the table, offer, proposal, commitment. Oh, and I want to put this right together. Pop-up, spontaneous, unexpected, surprise visit. So I don't think this is just the sudden departure of CM Punk. I had mentioned, was this the sudden return of Jade Cargill? Look at that. Is the chaos in the AEW locker room and in their TV ratings part of the reason that surprise offer came out of nowhere to, hey, Jade, we'd really love to bring you back? It might be. That's the sort of decision that could have been made. Hey, this could be related to Mercedes Moné, of course. She factored, I don't want to say heavily, but she was mentioned several times and shown several times during the All In broadcast from London, as she was sitting there in the audience. This could be related to Edge, right? This is a lot of speculation about, is he going to retire? Is he going to show up in AEW or some other company? But because they're trying to plan for their future and they need to do something fast, right? Because ratings are not looking good. Domestic ticket sales are not good for their house show, or not their house shows, but their TV tapings. So yes, some fast action, this pop-up, they're making offers, getting those out on the table in order to try to keep this situation, keep this situation steady, keep the ship afloat. Okay, I got 2 more decks, and we're moving along pretty good clip, so I'm feeling good about that. Again, thanks for watching. This is Wrestling Tea Tarot. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Click on the notification bell, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the whole situation over there at AEW. What do you think is going on with Tony these days, is there, wow, I'm just looking at these two that have just fallen. Is there, has the other shoe, you know, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop, that there are going to be repercussions in terms of the, you know, whether there's any backlash from Punk or his legal counsel. Is there anything that's still going to be exposed about the goings on? Anything else that we need to know about Tony Khan and his current situation? Anything else? Nope. I'm gonna stick right with that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab these two. Looks like I left those behind on my table. All right. So look at this. A surprise visitor. Sounds familiar, right? Spontaneous, a surprise visit, surprise visitor, surprises, detours, unplanned events, and expect the unexpected, shocking, different outcome than expected. Well, I think that's the energy that we were starting in right here at the end of August, after this whole thing blew up. A gift, recognition, receiving gifts, reward, flattery, reconciliation, pay raise, helpful offer, welcome impulse. That reconciliation and pay raise and helpful offer, I really think that this Jade Cargill return is new news, that this isn't something they've been working on all summer. I think that the heat on this got turned way up to make this happen. There is a false person involved, false person or situation, frenemies, lies, betrayals, bad intention, deceit, hidden enemy, and manipulation. I don't want to throw this all on Tony, but Libras are known to be a little duplicitous. Again, usually we disguise it as good intentions, but allegedly for entertainment purposes, a lot of Libras will say what the listener wants to hear. But I also think that there was a lot of bad advice given around this whole situation that caused it to happen in the first place, and that there probably were setups. Again, when you've heard some of the little list of things that have been going on, I feel like Punk was being intentionally provoked by some false person or persons. Half-truths, again, there's that Libra truth hidden behind the fan. Partial truth, get more information, white lies, missing part of the story, cover up, well-intentioned lie. You see both of these together, there is more that is going to come out, which is why, oh, where's that card? People are watching, right, and trying to gather info. It's why the clock is ticking. And there are still going to be some spontaneous, unexpected things happening. Oh, the main female. An important female in the reading, wife, partner, or girlfriend. So, again, because Tony himself is a male, but as I said, he's got that Libra Venus energy. Oof, I don't know. I mean, I've been talking about Jade, and this could absolutely be Jade's reappearance, because I don't care what anyone wants to tell me about Britt Baker or about Saraya. I'm not going to knock them or their talent or their ability to draw. Jade Cargill is the main female on that roster, and now she is back. You know, she's over here with that helmet and sword. ready to put in work. The only other option I would say to this is, again, Mega Parek, because she factors so heavily in the entire business side and legal side of the promotion. Short illness, short rest, poor health, blockage, temporary problems, weariness, unhealthy atmosphere, standstill. I don't know. I hope Tony's taking care of himself. I don't want to try to apply this to anybody else who is involved in the situation. Again, this reading is for Tony. So if Tony hasn't been feeling great, even if it's because he is, worn out from all this headache, yeah, he might be feeling the fatigue of it. And finally, fulfillment, peace, harmony, satisfaction, in alignment, acceptance, happiness, positive mindset, and in your power. This is absolutely Tony's goal, right? I think here was our first card, right? The surprises, unplanned events, shocking, different outcome than expected. And the goal is, can we just be peaceful? Can we have stop rocking the boat, let Tony play with his real life action figures and do his fantasy booking, and all these cards in between. Even if this is not the order that these two cards actually dropped out in, it is the order that I arranged them into without looking at them. So no, this is absolutely the progression here for me. But in between, there's a lot of ground to cover, especially dealing with this false person and these half-truths. All right, one more deck. And it is all about the business, all about the money. So let's see here. This deck is a handful, so we'll see what we need to know about the business side of things. I hope you've been, and we'll take those. I hope you've been enjoying this reading. Again, if you have, please like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, what other content you might want to see in the future. Come on, what information can we get? What clarification can we get about the business? Oh my gosh, I just looked. It's another daggone surprise card. Everybody, well, what a twist. Everything's so surprising. I'm not going to complain about the number of cards because I did do 4 decks. I generally like to just do 3, but I wanted a few different perspectives here on this situation. Again, we're talking about Tony Khan, and we haven't had a lot of Shad Khan energy here, unless, like I said, he's related to that twin flame. So I was prepared to talk more about Shad. Not showing up as much of a factor right now. All right, once more through, because a lot of these have been dropping in 2s and 3s, so we got a few cards to look at. Okay. And let's take a look. Wrong way, shift. Taking your career in a totally different direction. Have the courage to change course, continue to grow and learn. You've reached the end of a route where you cannot continue traveling. Look at that. So this is why, after all of this unexpected activity, right, the spontaneous visit, why they're back in this planning stage. Because they've got to make a shift. They had based a whole weekly TV program Still going? Yes, okay. They base a whole weekly TV show around CM Punk as their top star, and they've got to make a shift. Celebration. There will be a celebration in relation to your work. As you see more success, don't use that as an excuse to stop having fun or you're burned out from work. Add a little fun. Um, they've been through a very recent time of celebration and had this time of chaos right on top of it. And like I said with the short illness card, Tony's got to be burned out. Emotions, again, your emotions are getting the better of you. Careful to not allow work with your love life or the other way around. So yes, it's an emotional time. As I said, Tony's an emotional person. So is Shad Khan. Phoenix, they couldn't stop you. You're coming back stronger, right? This has been a bump in the road that they're going to have to come back through. It's a test of strength. Going through the dark night of the soul, be gentle with yourself. To some degree, they're 5 years in, basically, and hitting like their first real growing pains. And even though it doesn't say it, this is the Phoenix card, right? That's rebirth again, which we've seen in several other cards as well. We're basically going to get not a whole AEW 2.0, but the path that they were on, they're pulling out, all the brain trust is getting together, scratching their heads. What's the new plan? The underworld, that's transformation, right? That's actually CM Punk, because CM Punk is a Scorpio, and he's got that Pluto energy. Although, to be fair, that's Chris Jericho as well. Find unconventional ways to explore new sources of income. As the world evolves, so can your means of earning money. So, like I said, transformation as it relates to business, which is what we're talking about, right? The shift, the new beginnings. Soul Tribe. You're attracting your soul tribe who will support you. This might be the truest thing, right? Because as much as Tony wanted CM Punk to like him and wanted him to like be his guy, Punk was never going to be in the Soul Tribe with Tony. Tony is committed to a completely different presentation of the wrestling business. And as much as a lot of us, myself included, and Calypso absolutely included, wanted the CM Punk experiment to be a great success in AEW, it was never a good fit. That's also why FTR always looks miserable. They are not a good fit. They're great. I want to watch them wherever they are. It's one of the only reasons I'll turn on that program. But they're not a good fit. And Tony is finding his soul tribe. It might become a little bit more exclusive of a soul tribe where he's like, yeah, you're a big star. I don't know if you're a fit here. And maybe that's what Tony needs to start thinking about. Using his discernment, using his intuition a little bit more, saying, no disrespect, I love your work. Your work might not work here. Money manager, expect positive financial changes. Hard work is paying off. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. I don't know about that. Oh, and another surprise card. How many surprise cards did we get today, folks? Like, it doesn't matter. It is all change, which we know is what's going on. It's super chaos energy right now. And it's no surprise that this is the last card that we're going to leave the topic of Mr. Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling on. Expect the universe to pleasantly surprise you, so you might get some positivity. Everything will be revealed to you in time. Let the plan unfold. Deliberately leaving things unplanned may cost you later. And to me, that's the hard-hitting point, is all the issues Tony didn't want to address about that locker room has now bit him in the ass, and he may be finding out, yeah, we're going to have to take a harder look at some of these things. So, summary, a lot of changes, a lot of opportunity to rebirth, but they are scrambling. There's some information that they're trying to find. I think there's some other things they don't want to let out, or are concerned that some of that information will come to light. Tony's losing sleep over it. He's, he's getting burned out. He's going too far. I think the Jade Cargill return last week, or this past weekend, I should say, was a stopgap. That's not to knock Jade. I'm saying that they hustled, like, how can we make a big impact? What can we do to have a positive pop? I haven't seen the numbers, so I don't know how well that worked. I personally think it was great. I think it needed to be done. But I think Jade got paid handsomely as a result, that it was a surprise offer that showed up at her desk. Okay, Jade, come home from Europe. I see you out there traveling with your husband and baby girl. Come on back. How do we entice you back to work? Because we have to put together a new plan, and we want to make sure you're a part of it. So, that's all I have for you today. This has been Wrestling Tea Tarot. My name is Jude. I do appreciate everybody watching. Please do like, share, subscribe. Drop us a comment, and hit that notification button. We will catch you in the next topic. If you want to have some say in what that will be sure to drop us a comment and let us know what you'd like to see. So until next time, bye.